For the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. As you can tell, I'm not Sherry Jacobson. Sherry is at a business thing today and unable to be with us, so I'm stepping in as the Executive Director. So for any of you who don't know me, I'm Nisha Crossan, and I am the Executive Director of the Chamber, and so we're here to enjoy one another and the opportunity to gather together in our community and share what's going on with our businesses and us as individuals. So I am going to open it up for our roundtable discussion where we go around and hand the mic to one another and just share what's going on. Please only take 2 or 3 minutes at the most to just kind of share who you are, introduce yourself, and what's going on with your company or business or any events or boards that you're on. So with that, I will hand over the mic. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the flag. So let's stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Donna Haddo. I'm the Continuing Education Coordinator here at the college. And I actually have a portable brochure rack out here in the hall with all of these things in there, plus some that I didn't bring in here to talk about. So I hope you'll check those out on your way out. I just wanted to be sure you know that we do offer, for any of you that have teenage children or grandchildren, we offer the 30-hour course that the students have to take before they can get their permit online. There is a flyer out there for that that's got the link for that. We have 2 food for thoughts coming up, one on March 25th, which is about the United States Space Force, the newly formed branch of the military. And Dr. Epper's husband, Myron Pride, is a retired Air Force colonel, and he will be down here to talk about that. So that'll be March 25th. It's in this room. It's free, 12 to 1. Usually I say you can get your lunch down the hall, but that'll be spring break, so the cafeteria won't be open, but you're welcome to bring your lunch with you. The one after that will be April 6th, which they're kind of close together, but that's just how it worked out. The people from the Kachara Mountain Park will be here to talk about the history, what they're doing, and future plans for the park. And that's also free, and the cafeteria will be open then. And there's some flyers out there. There's a program, the Colorado First and Existing Business Training Grants, that are available. It's getting close to the end of this session. The new one will start July 1st. But they did open that to nonprofits. It's supposed to help you, new businesses, to train workers so that you're more successful, or existing businesses that may want to learn something new. For instance, we did one for a company in the San Luis Valley that had their employees trained to do asbestos inspecting because they were a seasonal business, and so that opened that up for them. But anyway, this is a fact sheet about that's out there on the brochure rack, and if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ty Winter, and I'm the chairman of the Los Animas County Republican Party. And you all know that ballots are out, and we have precinct caucuses coming up, and no matter how you are registered to vote, please just know that it is our civic duty to vote, and there's a lot of soldiers that died for us to have that right. So no matter how you vote, please get out and have your voice heard. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm Felix Lopez, Los Angeles County Commissioner, and I want to give all of you an update. We have about 1,700 veterans in Los Angeles County, and one of the initiatives that we're working on is with Senator Cory Gardner to actually have medical services subcontracted here in Los Angeles County. He was here last summer, and one of the veterans actually said, I went through primary care here in Trinidad, but I had to go get my x-ray in Albuquerque. Well, that was a tremendous setback for our vet, and so we asked Cory, what can we do? And so basically he says, how can you help me? And we gathered the medical community here in Trinidad, And one of the things, I spoke to one of the medical reps last week, and we hope to have that contract signed here by the end of this, sometime probably this month. I'm hoping that it was already in place. But one of the important things is that our vets will be able to have the primary care basically provided here in Los Animas County to include all the ancillary services. I'm also sitting on the board of Children's Hospital out of Colorado Springs, and we invited the president of Children's to visit Trinidad, and so she went to the hospital, and we're ready to partner and, in a sense, invite a specialized physician coming and doing rounds in southern Colorado. So one of the things that we're really hoping to, as your county commissioner, is bring initiatives such as those for Los Animas County. So the meeting went on with our CEO at the hospital some months ago, and at the meeting that we had with Children's last week, I continued to remind them, when are we going to be able to start the rotation of physicians? And in the event, even if we couldn't have that, maybe have access to a physician in Pueblo through Children's. So working on that as well. And again, I want to remind everyone I'm going to be running again in 2020, so appreciate your support.
Good afternoon, Cindy Thielen. I am the volunteer coordinator and community outreach coordinator with Sangre de Cristo Hospice. We will be having a grief support group that we are doing in collaboration with Mount Carmel on February the 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning. That is free. So if anybody knows anybody that has lost a loved one and could use a little help, this grief support group will be going on monthly. And I also wanted to thank everyone who participated in the sock drive that we just finished up yesterday. We haven't counted the socks yet, but as of today, we already took 100 pairs of socks over to the homeless shelter. I think we're going to have plenty of socks to go around. We will be giving those out to the veterans, to our hospice patients, and our fire department. So if anybody has any interest in joining us when we go and do the fire departments, we're going to give them as many things as we can to thank them for their services. And we will do the Stonewall 2 in Trinidad and a bunch up in Wilsonburg and La Vida and Cuchara. So if anybody wants to join us for that, we'd like to do whatever we can for the firefighters. They're always looking for some things when they're out on those big fires to help them out. So we're gonna try to give them as much as we can. And I just wanted to also thank everyone who participated in the sock drive. We've got First National Bank, the library, Salud, the Senior Center, the Zion Lutheran Church, and the Catholic Church. We have plenty of socks. So if anybody has an organization that they would like us to also share in our sock drive with you, let me know. I think we're going to have more than we could use for what we wanted to gather. So just keep me posted. They are men's, women's, and children's socks. Thanks for anybody who did donate. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Anita Flores. I'm the Executive Director with Trinidad Community Foundation. We're going to be having our annual City of Champions Award Dinner and Fundraiser March 28th next month. We're really excited about this dinner for a couple of reasons. We are actually honoring Franklin Azar. He has contributed to this community significantly behind the scenes to several organizations that you may or may not be aware of. But a really cool thing that we're going to be doing this year, I'm sure some of you have probably seen our pictures in the paper with our junior advisory committee. The kids are great and they blow me away. It's like every meeting I feel like I'm at that TV show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Whoa, and their vocabulary is pretty awesome. So I am challenged weekly by their participation and their efforts and just their outstanding maturity level. We are so very proud of them. If you would like to see how JuniorCom can help you, or please help us help them grow, that's really what we would like to do. But at the City of Champions Dinner this year, we're going to be honoring a junior City of Champions nominee awardee. We have requested from all of the high schools here in Los Animas County to nominate no more than 2 students from their school to receive that award. Our board will be is anxiously will be going over that next month, and we are not going to announce who that is until the dinner that night. So if you would like to see who the proud winner of that award is, I'm just, as you can see, I can't get this stupid smile off my face. I love these kids. They're great. They're like my own, and if we can somehow participate with any of the nonprofits here, they are truly here to help the current efforts, not create new ones necessarily, but to help with current efforts that you guys are already fantastically doing. So give me a call. I'm on the website, or my information before you leave.
Good afternoon, I'm Laura DeBella. I have the State Farm Agency, but I'm not here to peddle insurance. I'm actually on the Noah's Ark Animal Shelter Board, and we've got something really exciting to share. Holiday Inn, in case you haven't been out there, is modeling. And so they have, if you ever walk in, you see a large 38-inch eagle that is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm happy to pass this around. The owners of the Holiday Inn have generously offered to auction this off, and all money will go to the Noah's Ark Animal Shelter. If you don't know, the city is building a new building out where the old swimming pool was, but Noah's Ark is actually doing all of the interior finish. And so we really need a lot of funds. The tickets are $1 each. And you could actually be the proud owner of this beautiful eagle. I see people who are in political office. I see people who are in the military. I would love, absolutely love to see this go someplace where it's on display for something that represents the United States. I have tickets here, and I was able to twist Linda Barron's arm already, so she's buying some, but I've got tickets, so please come see me. I'm happy to sell as many as you would like.
You have to beat me, I bought 20.
Is there anything else about that kind of game?
Well, that wasn't really my job to do. Mine was only this, but we are having the fur ball, and the fur ball is coming up. It will be a formal dance. It will be at the A.R. Mitchell Museum. It will be a dinner. It will also be a silent auction as well. And so we have tickets available. Please see us on that. I believe I'm getting it mixed up with the TSJC Friends Fund and Fundraiser. And so one is one weekend and the other's the next. So I don't want to make an error and say which was which.
Julie Morris from SoCo Quick Clean. Jeff and Eden are out on a job today, otherwise they would be here. I want to remind you that we do all kinds of cleaning. If you sit on it, stand on it, or look through it, we can clean it. We also now do water remediation. If you have a leak, call your plumber and then call us.
Hi everybody, I'm Polly Cisneros with the Downtown Trinidad Development Group. I'm really happy to announce a couple of grand openings. We just completed the build out of the Salute Dental Office. So those of you who have been looking for local dentistry, they have a sliding scale, please check them out. We also have a soft opening coming up March 1st with an open house which will follow in early March for Mario's Tacos and for the Trinidad Creamery. And that's at the old Marty Feeds building that's now called the Marketplace. So keep your eyes open. We're definitely going to want you to come out and check out what they have to offer. Both businesses have been very involved in getting people started and testing out their foods and so I know it's going to be quite the grand opening. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Kayla with Kayla Can LLC, and I just wanted to get the word out that I'm providing handy person services. Just basic household, building, fabricating, repair, also automotive, and fabrication welding. I have some opening in the schedule right now, so now's a good time. I'm sure when spring comes around, I'll be a little bit more booked out.
Hi,
Karen Giovagnolo. I'm a chamber ambassador, and I'm also on the Historic Main Street Board, and between the two of those, I've developed the Voice of Trinidad, and all I do is harvest everybody's events, and I put it together on a Facebook page, and I make a list, and there's nothing to do in our town with 14 pages. So if you need to know the date of the Fur Ball, it is on the Voice of Trinidad. So that's on Facebook, and I also do a radio broadcast once a week on KOTN.
Hello, my name is Jane Manley, and I'm Director of Human Resources for Los Animas County Rehab and Southern Colorado Developmental Disabilities Services. So we provide a continuum of service for individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities. I'm also here to ask if anybody wants to jump in the lake on February 29th out at Trinidad State Park. To raise money for Special Olympics. So if anybody's interested in taking the ice plunge, please call me at Los Animas County Rehab. Again, my name is Jane Manley. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Walt Bolden, Executive Director of South Central Council of Governments. And South Central Council of Governments has been selected to administer, or basically to promote the outreach for the Census 2020. We are getting geared up. I've got handouts and frisbees and everything if you want to come by and pick some up. But mostly what I'm be asking is we're going to have a bunch of posters, and if you would like information and posters and allow us to put those up in your offices, what we want to do is saturate the area to encourage people to make sure and participate with the Census 2020. I don't know if you know or not, but in 2010, this area was undercounted by 25%. And what we're talking about is that the census is what is used to base how much money is distributed to each area. And there's $675 billion that comes out of the federal government that uses a formula based on the census. But also state money, it uses the federal figures on how much state money comes down to the area. And in our area, you're talking about community support like such as Section 8. You're talking about education dollars like Head Start, unemployment insurance money, small business development centers, state wildlife grants, family services, child abuse and neglect state grants, food assistance programs, health care, Medicare assistance, infrastructure. This is the formula that's used to determine how much money comes down to go on our state highways. And then public safety assistance for firefighters grants. So there's a huge impact on getting undercounted. So I would encourage you, and this isn't the only time you're going to hear from us. We're going to be here every month through March and beyond. I believe they actually start the count on March 15th. And then they will be coming door to door for those who do not do it themselves. This year, a big emphasis is being placed on online reporting of the census. So we're also going to be setting up access to computers and internet, like at the libraries, at COG senior centers, at our early learning centers. We're going to be asking the cities and the counties and San Isabel to send out flyers with all of their billings. So the idea is just to saturate the community, encourage everybody you know to make sure that they are counted and that everybody in their households are counted. Yes?
I'd like to offer you accolades. I was listening to an article on PBS yesterday that Oklahoma kind of didn't know they were supposed to do this. That the new governor was from the private sector and his cabinet was from the private sector, and they didn't know they were supposed to. The state's job is to do what you're doing. And I appreciate that you are making sure that we get counted.
Well, it's not only you as business owners, but I also appreciate any of you who have links into the faith community, so that we can reach out through the faith community or any of the hard to count groups. The hard-to-count groups are basically the elderly. Believe it or not, they're very young, especially in households that are no longer married. Husband thinks wife is counting them, wife thinks husband's counting them, so they get missed. Colleges, the kids come here and they're not, if they're here on the day of the count, they're supposed to be counted here at the college. They just assume they're being counted at home. So that's the people who are homebound. We're going to be definitely reaching out to them. So anybody that you know that might have access or influence, quite honestly, we live in an area of the country where people are suspicious of the government. So there's a lot of people who are not going to want to do this because they don't want to know or they're afraid of what's going to happen to their information. So we've got lots of information to show how confidentiality is held. But again, it takes a person who knows them to be able to get that message across to them, not the flyers. So any help that you can be, we would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, we're from Trinidad Correctional Facility. With us today we have Associate Warden Tracy Coleman, myself, I'm Lance Gatlin, the Operations Manager, Paul Kelly, Support Services Manager, and we have our newly appointed Captain, Lee Valdez. He's over maintenance operations, so we wanted to bring him to introduce you to the chamber today and everybody. So thanks for having us.
Hi, everybody. So I don't really have anything to say. I know a lot of you guys because I was born and raised here, but I'm Derbyshire from Philon Toyota. But even more than that, I wanted to introduce my co-partner here, my sales partner, Ashley Flora. Her family's been in town for about 2 years, and it's her and my plan to take auto sales by storm. So if you or you know anybody who is in the market for a vehicle, you can send them our way. We'll send you $100. So thank you.
They have to buy, yes.
Is this on? Yes. At this time, I'd like to welcome our sponsors of the February Luncheon. And our sponsors this month are Trinidad Web Design and Easy Social. Trinidad Web Design is owned and operated by Jeff Miller. And Jeff Miller was with us at the Business Expo and did a workshop for us. And Easy Social is run and owned and operated by Timothy Zurcher, who also was with us for our Business Expo. And they're here to share about the importance of using and knowing how to use effectively your social media and your website. So let's welcome them.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. I am not new to web design, but I am new to Trinidad, so I really appreciate your support. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'd just like you to know that I work with all types of businesses. Seems like I really specialize more in small business, but I do a lot of work with a lot of boards. I work with some government entities, but mostly small businesses of all types. And what I'd really like you to know is that I'd like to really help people that are scared of the technology or it overwhelms them. I get that a lot. A lot of people say I'm a techno dummy, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed. When I come in and help my clients, we kind of baby step you through the process. And part of that process could be starting with your domain name and smart choices on domain names. I offer website hosting. Obviously, I do web design, but a big part of my business is after the website's built. So I offer a lot of website support. I don't have to build your website to manage it for you. I offer low hourly rates, low monthly rates for unlimited updates. And then I team up with Timothy's company, which you'll learn about more in a minute, for social media and search engine optimization. So I want to just show you a quick example of what types of things I run into daily. And just pop up a photo here. This was just this morning I received an email from a client that I built a new website for. They had a current website, I built them a new one, and I launched this new website on Friday. This morning, they sent me an email saying, our website's not showing up on Google, what's going on? And my first instinct was to reply and said, I just built this website, you gotta give it a little bit of time. But then I thought about it and said their site should show up on Google, because one of the things I do for you when I build a website is I submit that site to Google, and I communicate with Webmaster Tools directly with Google regarding your website. And through different means of technology, Google communicates with me and lets me know when there's a problem. So I logged into my Google account and caught this notice under my client's account. And notice that their .com on this first line, it says it's been temporarily removed. Temporarily meaning it's removed from Google until someone says it's okay to put it back. And the date on that is November 25th. And what we realized is I took control over their account on November 26th. And I have all the records to show that. So they had a disgruntled employee, or perhaps their former web designer wasn't very happy about losing the account and turned it off from Google. You can do that. And
you can do worse.
You can do certainly worse. But a lot of people rely on Google for their business. And this is the kind of thing that I just like you to know that companies like Timothy's and I, and I'm sure yours, we get that kind of personal attention to. You're not going to get this from a Wix or a GoDaddy do-it-yourself website. We have tools that we monitor and we get notifications when there's a problem. And this is just one small service, personal types of service that I offer. So when I build a website, it's really a long-term relationship. And I have a lot of those, and I'm very proud of my success with my company. And so one other just quick tip for you, and I'm going to turn it over to Timothy, is Google Business Tools. So my parent company is Pueblo Web Design, and now I'm opening smaller companies in the feeder like Trinidad, Westcliff, Alamosa, and a bunch of others. And so this is one of my best tips for you that you can do yourself, is to manage your Google business page. This is something I can do for you as well, and Timothy does a great job at this. But this is something free that you can do for your business to let Google know more about your company and what hours you're open, and a link to your website and photos, and are you open on President's Day or closed. So this is something I try to log into on a regular basis. When I'm using social media, I try to check into my company because it shows relevance to search engines, that people are checking in on Facebook and so on. And it's something that as people search for your business, this gives them all the information that they need to know about your competition. So it's a free tool. You just go to business.google.com and sign your company up, and it's something you can easily manage, or we're happy to do it for you. And so along with websites, so I do domain names, web design, website hosting, website support. I've really narrowed my company down into that specialty. But as you know, there's a lot more that goes along with your internet presence. Search engine optimization, reputation management, dealing with bad reviews and so on, and obviously social media and internet advertising. For that, I team up with my friend Timothy here. And so I'd like to have Timothy come up and talk a little bit about his services. But together, we make a really good team.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. I could have just stayed sitting down. He sells me so well. But I could have just stayed at home today. It's a cold day. But thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff is a great guy to work with and does the best website service. Any company we've worked with, and we've worked with a lot of other website designers. So my company is Easy Social. Like Jeff said, we do social media management, we do search engine optimization, and we do hyper-targeted advertising. It's a very, a lot of people call it very creepy, and they're like, oh no, talk about people being scared of what the government's going to use with their census data. This stuff's really creepy. I could advertise, and I think I will actually, just to show you guys. I'll add this room to my target list. I can advertise to only the people who are in this room today from 11:45, let's say, to 1 p.m. it's that like precise. And so we do that for a lot of our customers and clients. So often they target their direct competitors, and I say, if you like coffee, come to our coffee shop instead of the one that you're at yesterday. Really, really powerful. So that is what we do. Social media management means everything. We create the content, we write the posts, we post it for you, we manage comments, we reply to messages and comments on your behalf, handle the customer service side, and we handle the reputation management, actually handling those good and bad reviews. Search engine optimization, I think most people kind of understand by now. It's how you show up when people Google your name, right? Someone looks up cleaning service Trinidad. Do you show up, or does your competitor show up first? That is SEO or search engine optimization. That's what we do. Once you have your website designed, you probably need to start SEO at least for a little bit to get it really, really moving. Although Jeff does all the on-site stuff already. Another reason he's good to work with, he does some of the work for us. So that's kind of what we do. That's kind of all I'm going to talk about. This is not a sales pitch. What I wanted to talk about today is do a little bit of education on how to handle bad reviews. So we are a team of 12 people. More if you count the partners that we work with, like Jeff, other website or other photographers, videographers, things like that. But we're a team of 12 people, and all we do is manage companies and nonprofits and boards and some government institutions. We manage their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., right? And their Google and SEO. And so we handle a ton of reviews. I haven't counted recently, but the last time I checked, I think my team handled something like 300 comments, messages, and reviews every single month for most of our clients, right? So we handle a lot of this stuff. So we've kind of developed a process. And so what I'd like to share with you guys today is kind of our three-step process for handling bad reviews. Handling good reviews, you don't really need to do anything. They are just good and they help you, and when people see it, they say, oh, look, I should go there for my next drink or whatever, right? It's the bad reviews that are really, really hard to handle and that a lot of businesses struggle with. So there's really three key things, and I'll go over them real quick and then I'll go back and explain what I mean by them. The first is speed. It's really, really important. The next is denial. And then the last is solutions, right? And so when most people, well, actually, let me ask, who here manages a business page of some type for your business? Cool. So would you mind saying what you do when you get negative reviews?
I have been fortunate enough not to.
Well, lucky. Do you have a plan when you do?
I would probably just try and reach out directly and kind of get why they left a bad review.
It's a good start, very good start. I saw another hand in the back somewhere. Was it you? Yeah. What do you do?
Well, we don't actually get reviews on our particular website as a nonprofit, but just from previous experience as a business owner, apologize in a way, even if we aren't wrong, but just to acknowledge.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're both hitting on points, right? And so the first one we talk about is speed. Most people, when they message or review or tag a business page, expect an answer within 1 hour. That is kind of and that's a national stat. Most people expect a business to respond within 1 hour. The national average for actual business response time is 1 hour and 42 minutes, which is not good because that means that there's a lot of pissed off customers, right, that just didn't get responded to like they wanted to, right? So speed is really, really important. The other reason it's really important for reviews specifically is if it's sitting there until it's been addressed, everyone has to assume that it's true. Everyone has to assume that, yes, in fact, my waiter was rude, the place was dirty, and the food was horrible. Because no one's saying that it's not, so I have to assume it's true, right? And so the longer it sits there, the more it hurts your business or your organization. I have nonprofits I work for that actually do get reviews because they provide a service of some kind, right? Even though they don't make money on it, you have to respond really, really quickly. The next one is denial, and really it's no denial. That is not worth our time. Like you said, apologize, regardless of whether you did anything wrong, right? The example I always use for this is we have a client that runs a large coffee shop, right? And they could reply to every bad review, well, no, you ordered the wrong drink. You wanted an espresso latte or something, you didn't, and you said you just want a coffee with milk, so you got a coffee with milk, right? They could do that, but that is not the important part. The important part is that the customer or the person who's been serviced, if you're a nonprofit, doesn't feel like they got what they wanted. And that's what actually matters, right? Not the technicalities of, well, you were the wrong thing, or you came at a bad time, or whatever else, right? So it's just acknowledge that they didn't have a good time. You don't have to say, yeah, we do in fact suck, you're right. You don't have to do that, right? But you have to acknowledge, yeah, I'm sorry you had a horrible visit. Then move right along, right? And you move right along to the solution. And that often is as simple as a, hey, talk to me. Let's talk and let's do something. I like the idea of reaching out to the person, but I much prefer reaching out publicly on the page because it demonstrates to anybody else that's looking at that review that you're trying to address it, right? If I call them and they're just belligerent to me on the phone, okay, the bad review just still sits there. It doesn't really do anything. Might have been a waste of my time. Beyond that, it didn't do much for us, right? But if I say, I'm so sorry you had a bad experience, how can I help? Give me a phone number here, or give me a call. Here's my cell. Just give me a call. I really want to address this, right? Or if you're a service provider, you can always have like a standard thing, right? The coffee shop we used to work for, we had a standard thing of if you show this review, we'll give you a free food item. Just come back and try us again. Sorry you had a bad time. It'll be better next time, right? Here's a little free thing. Super easy. Costs what? Like 50 cents per cookie or some cheap thing, right? Not a big deal. But it works like crazy. The reason that works so well is it doesn't matter what that customer says after. You as a business or as a service provider have already won the whole argument, right? You haven't said, yes, I'm horrible. You said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry you didn't enjoy your visit. Here's how we'd like to solve it. And so if they come back and they say, oh, well, you still suck and I still hate you and I'm never coming back. Okay, that's fine, but that tells the rest of the community that's looking at your page or considering going to do business with you, wow, these people actually tried to fix it. This guy's just crazy. I can disregard the whole review and move on to the next, right? But move on to the 3-star review that had some good points and some negative points. So like, oh, maybe that's reasonable, right? Yeah?
If it gets out of hand and people start getting abusive on the page, can you appeal to Facebook to get nasty people off?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So you can always request to get rid of a Facebook review or a Google review. You can do both. However, it is slow and it often doesn't work. They have to take very, very specific things. They have to be threatening, directly threatening. Not you suck, but like I'm going to come hurt you, right? They have to be verbally explicit. So not just they're angry, but they have to use specific swear words to get rid of it, right? So it's very, very specific guidelines. You can request that it gets denied as much as you want, but unless it matches those, it won't. So that generally the best is to respond and maybe at the same time request that it gets removed, whatever, because often that removal will take weeks anyway, right? And the whole time it sits there, it just gets worse and worse. The other thing is, so if they respond back crazy, then so be it, right? But now they look crazy, so you win. And often that actually solves the problem. Like it genuinely solves the problem. We had a review, and we did our standard here. Show this review, you'll get a free cookie next time. Come try us again. We really want to have you back. She immediately walked back the 1-star. Was immediately like, oh, well, I'm sure it was just a bad day, and she looked really busy, and it was a really full place, and I might have even ordered the wrong thing. I don't even know, but thank you so much. We'll be back again. We love you guys. Right? And that happens often. It's surprising how often the people that we think we read the review are like, oh, this is just a troll. Often they're very genuinely annoyed, and if you offer a solution, they're like, oh, thank you so much, right? We work for a dental firm, right? They can't just say, come back to us next time, we'll give you a free mouth, right? They can't like, oh, that's okay, we'll just do the next drilling for free. But they directly reach out, right? They say, our system for them is, we're so sorry you didn't enjoy your experience. Would you please message us privately, because especially with medical has to be private, right? Would you please message us your phone number? And our dentist, our owner, wants to talk to you personally tonight. Give us your phone number, and he'll call you, and we'll fix it, right? Works almost every single time, right? Often they're belligerent and they're crazy, doesn't matter. But just saying that on the comment, everyone's like, wow, this place actually cares. It's not just some random nurse assistant like, oh, so sorry, but like the owner is going to talk to this person and solve it. Really, really, really works. And that's kind of why we have this method, right? If you do it, it almost doesn't matter what the result. You as a business look good. You as a business have handled it. If you're not on your phone every single day within an hour, call us and we do it for you. But that's kind of our quick little tip that we can fit in a little bit of education time. Do we have time for like some general questions, either for me or for Jeff about website design or SEO? or social media, reviews, ads, all that stuff. No? Good. You must have done a really good job with that. Covered
I
everything.
just want to add, Trinidad is a great area to do internet advertising because you don't get the TV exposure like a Colorado Springs business does. It's that local exposure, and you can really highly target people through Facebook ads and Google ads and the more advanced tracking and behavioral ads. But this is a type of town where you should be taking advantage of that type of technology because it's highly effective.
And a lot of your competitors aren't.
They're cheap. I mean, Facebook ads are cheap, aren't they?
They are.
Comparatively.
They are. Oh yeah. Oh, way cheaper than traditional advertising. Way, way cheaper. And what matters really more than the total cost is the actual return. And what's nice with digital advertising or website or SEO is you can actually see where it comes from. You can see where every single, if your person's doing their job, and we know our tracking, you can see where every single call came from. Did it come from our Google page? Did it come from our website? Did it come from our Facebook? What generated the actual business? And that's something that traditional advertising just can't do. You can't buy an ad and they say, oh yeah, you get exactly 50 calls from that. I don't know. We showed it a couple thousand times.
Right.
That's all they know.
And we also track after the fact. So these are just free tools provided by Google, not any special software. It's free to everybody. But once Timothy runs ads, we look at the website and determine how valuable were the people that went to your website. Sure, we got 100 clicks. That doesn't mean anything. I want to know, how long did they stay on your website? Did they return? Did they buy something? Did they go to the Contact Us page? So there's much more to running an ad. There's the behind the scenes of the results, and we deep dive into those results to refine the advertising and really target the people the right way. If Amazon does it, we do the same stuff Amazon's doing.
Yep.
That pair of shoes that you looked at Amazon, and now that those shoes are following you around, exactly what we do.
It's the same thing I'm going to do today. So you'll see our ads because you're in this room. As long as you have a phone of any type, we tagged you. This works really, really well. Awesome. If that's it, then thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. And again, their services are so meticulous. Too often here in Trinidad, we think that, we're removed from all the hustle and bustle. But you know what, guys? We're in 2020. This is what our reality is. And as business owners or part of an organization, we need to be using these tools that are afforded to us or budgeting these tools into our financials so that they are effective. Because again, we need our voices to be heard. I mean, isn't that what we struggle with here as a community, is feeling like we're not heard? And if we want to be heard, we need to get ourselves out there. And this is a repetitive, thing that we run into. I mean, Walt shared with the census not being heard. Guys, this is a problem that this community faces over and over. It's that feeling of being dismissed, the feeling of not being seen. And social media, having an effective website, is one of the best tools that we have available to us. So I would just encourage you to look at your social media, to look at the tools available to you, to go to your company and say, how do I get myself out there? And then even say, can I consult with, Trinidad Web Design? Can we set up a meeting with Trinidad Web Design and Easy Social? There were these two gentlemen that came and shared, and how could this benefit us personally, or as an organization, or as a community? Again, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, and in order to be heard and seen in 2020, you have to be out there on the internet. So I want to thank you both for coming, and I want to thank all of you for coming today. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and we hope you'll join us again. Also, I wanted to mention that we are starting planning for Santa Fe Trails 2020, which will be in June 12th and 13th. So if you know anyone who would like to be involved in some capacity, whether as a vendor or a food vendor or a volunteer, we would love to work with you. Also wanted to mention to you, anyone who might have gotten an email today from the chamber, from Sherry Jacobson specifically, it was a scam. An email went out saying it was from Sherry Jacobson. It was not. It was a scam. Please disregard it. It was not sent from the chamber. And then, is there anything else? Yes.
Can I add an advertisement on the Santa Fe Trail?
You may.
We were talking at our meeting about the Santa Fe Trail and how that we really want it to be representative of our history here, and we really want to bring the historical pioneer aspect to it. So if you have information or resources that you can help us, if you know a blacksmith, if you know somebody who practices a heritage craft that would be interested, please let me know so that we can really make our festival about the history of our pioneer ancestry. Next year, and this is kind of our practice to get ready for next year's, because next year's going to be really, really big and special.
Also, I wanted to mention, we wanted to let you know that we had a board member tender their resignation yesterday. Brad Kirby is no longer on the board of directors. And so we have open board positions for the Chamber of Commerce, and we would love to meet with anyone or have a conversation with anyone who would be interested in joining the Chamber board. We're looking for individuals that are passionate about Trinidad, passionate about business, and passionate about the local economy. I feel like that's a prerequisite, you know. You need to love what you're doing in order to be effective in what you're doing. And then also wanted to just mention next month's luncheon will be sponsored by Noah's Ark, so we would love to have you all join us again. So thank you again and have a wonderful day.